When Kossuth Regional Health Center began providing healthcare 65 years ago as St. Anne's Hospital, a chapel was included and, for a period of time, was used on a daily basis for Mass and prayer. From 1965 to 1970, Father Friedman even lived on site at the hospital and served as the facility's chaplain. As hospital services continued to evolve throughout the years, that space was repurposed for other departments and services. Eventually, that area became the location for the dialysis center. When dialysis moved to a new off-site location in the fall of 2013, that space became available again. After several years of discussing the possibility of bringing back a chapel to KRHC, we are pleased to begin moving forward with plans to make this a reality.
It is a privilege to practice medicine here at Kossuth Regional Health Center. It is such a blessing to care for our friends and our neighbors. It's a joy to welcome new life, and it's an honor to also be involved in the dying process. Like myself, our staff is called upon to care for their own friends and neighbors. Romans 12:15 calls for us to rejoice with those who are rejoicing and weep with those who weep. I certainly see a chapel as a place where our staff will be able to gather and pray, thanking God for the blessings of new life and praying for comfort for those who are experiencing a loss.
When people think of going to the doctor and health, they often think of physical health, but having the chapel is an important aspect because it's not just physical health, it's spiritual, mental, physical health, and that chapel helps meet one of those needs.
People that come to the hospital oftentimes are involved in stressful situations, and we know that caring for the people involves more than just physical needs. There's also the spiritual needs. The chapel allows us to address the whole person and the whole family in such a way that we can try to meet the spiritual needs, the emotional needs, and to help the families during these hard situations.
It is our goal in hospice to take care of patient and family. And it is the goal to take care of mind, body, and spirit. And a hospital chapel would be very, very beneficial for a place for the family to go to reflect, relax, rejuvenate, and also for staff members whose jobs are very, very difficult. It'd be wonderful if they had some place to just become more relaxed and rejuvenated.
I understand that they are looking at reopening a chapel at the hospital.
Yeah, it'll be great to have it back as a place for families to get together, maybe grieve, go through a tough time, maybe meet with their pastor and pray.
Yeah, even if a lot of families don't use the chapel, for those that do, it will mean a lot. And so I hope people will think about contributing to this cause.
Yeah, I hope you get behind it.
When I came to St. Cecilia's about 6 years ago, I was immediately impressed with the culture of care at Kossuth Regional Health Center. It seems like all the doctors, nurses, and staff were really concerned about kind of treating the whole person that came to their hospital. So they always did everything they could to allow us pastors and ministers to be with the patients and their families. So I think this project of restoring the chapels just goes hand in hand with that dedication to the whole person and their families. People really like to have a sacred space to pray and express their concerns and hopes to God and perhaps meet with their minister. Sacred space always just helps people feel more at ease and at calm and know they're surrounded by not only the care of the doctors and nurses and staff, but also the care and love of their church and God.
I'm standing in the sanctuary of St. Thomas Episcopal Church. A sanctuary, by the very definition, means it's a safe place. It's a place where prayer and reflection can be done, a place where one can encounter the presence of God. As a matter of fact, it oozes of the presence of God. A sanctuary is a place to wrestle for answers, to make decisions, to discover peace and hope, and be able to turn things over to God when there is no other choice but to do that. A sanctuary provides a space for God's word to be heard and to be nourished spiritually. And a sanctuary is a place where one can encounter a person's pastor, priest, or clergy so they can have an intimate conversation either one-on-one or together as a family. And that is why I see a need for a place like a sanctuary, a chapel, at Kossuth Regional Health Center, so we can have a space where pastors and families can gather to be able to find that which they need on the spiritual side of their care. I look forward to having that addition made at Kossuth Regional Health Center.